You're listening to the StudioPTBO Podcast, where we talk all things marketing to help you build and grow your business online. Welcome to the latest episode.
Welcome to StudioPTBO Podcast. We are back, and we're back at it again with another guest. You know, it is, what time is it right now? It's 12:19. Neil decided to show up about 15 minutes late, so that's always fun. But, you know, you win some, you lose some. And we are going really hard right now on the StudioPTBO Podcast, trying to provide a ton of value back to the business community, back to just the world, really. You know, we have tons of business owners across North America at our StudioPTBO Marketing Hacks group. So we've been seeing a lot of cool things happen with our fireside chats, and there's been a lot of cool things. Neil, man, how are you doing? You're wearing plaid today, so you know you must be in a good mood.
Yeah. I wear plaid a lot lately, but yeah, I'm in a good mood. It's been a good week. I remain optimistic and positive that we will all get through this together by collaborating through creative ingenuity, through having each other's backs more so now than ever. And speaking of someone who's always been like that, today on the show, our special guest is Terry Guiel. And Terry is, I call him Mr. Downtown. He's a huge community ambassador for Peterborough, the Kawarthas, and the downtown. He's very invested in the downtown, emotionally invested, physically invested. He's built a great team there with Joel and June at the downtown. I'm one of his biggest fans. I know a lot of people are. He cares so much about building, and which he has done. Sort of, I think the downtown's gone through a renaissance in the last few years because of Terry and the people he brings into his ecosystem. But obviously, in the age we're in right now, this crisis mode, Cody, you and I have been talking to marketers from around the world, North America, primarily the U.S. over the last few weeks, and I've been asking them all about their downtowns. And all of their downtowns are getting decimated right now, by the restaurants, pubs, cafes. Terry, can you believe what is upon us right now? And what do you make of this, Terry? The last few weeks, we've gone from this old world to this new world. What are you hearing? Walk us through everything.
Well, we're still kind of in shock triage. We haven't had a whole lot of time to sit and reflect. We're reacting. And I think we're well equipped that way. I certainly know going through the flood when I was a city councillor, the kind of level you need to get in, the kind of headspace, and we've got a great team, as you said, Joel Weeb and June Kim in our office. So we're well positioned to help our members, and so we just went into triage mode, and our first goal was, and it always is, but it goes into hyper mode, is how do we help our businesses through this? Thankfully, we were in a somewhat decent situation, because last year we got some funding for Digital Main Street, and we were able to train about 60 downtown businesses to have some sort of digital presence online, whether just getting people up on Instagram and Facebook or websites, to creating takeout abilities and delivery service. And so that was a great grant we got. But we see now all those that held off and said, I don't need an online presence. We do. They're understanding now the importance of it. And so the first thing we did is we went threefold. And it's like, first, how do we get our members online? Because stores are closing down. And we'll talk a little bit about some of the things we did. But so that was our initial goal. The second goal was taking a snapshot of all our finances, all our projects, and what are we going to put away? What are we going to shelf or cancel, and free up all that money, all the staff time, resources we need, board approvals, everything streamlined to just aiming at how are we going to help our businesses. And I think we've done I think we've done a remarkable job so far in positioning ourselves to do that.
Yeah, man. Like it's, I'm seeing what you guys are doing, especially with the gift card program, and I want to talk a little bit about that to support downtown PTBO. And I know, I've chatted with, because I'm on the chamber board, and I've chatted with Stu a little bit, and I see the things that are going out, and I know that you, the downtown, the DBIA, the PKED, like you're all, like, correct me if I'm wrong, you're all meeting on a daily basis at 3:00 right now to talk about essentially how we move forward as an economy and how we move forward as Peterborough in general. So I'm really curious that I have a twofold question. Maybe tell us a little bit about, what's happening and how all these organizations that maybe in other cities don't come together as much. It's been really interesting. So I want you to kind of speak to that, but I also want you to speak to what the gift card program with the support downtown PTBO and what's happening there.
So, sorry, the phone's ringing nonstop over there. It's been. Sorry, I got distracted. I'm listening to the message in the background. We don't want to miss any of our members when they call for the questions. Could you just do a quick reiterate?
Yeah, man. Essentially, like what's there's two elements. Like I'm on the chamber board, so I understand that you guys are meeting on a daily basis, and like in a lot of cities, we're not seeing. We're not seeing that. I'm not seeing that from outside looking in, but I know that, like, if you can speak to that element, and the other is the support downtown PTBO and what's happening with the gift card program.
So we believe we have to tackle this. There's an old movie called The Bridge Too Far, and they're looking at how are they going to take a bridge from the occupied Germans, and the two Allied generals say, well, the best way to take a bridge is at both ends at the same time. So we're trying to take this both ends at the same time. Mm-hmm. We're doing everything we can for our members, but there has to be an awful lot of work going on to lobby. The great thing is we're being asked by the levels of government, and here's a shout out to Miriam MP Monsef for reaching out, and they need to know where to place supports and what holes need to be filled. I mean, one thing to throw millions or billions at this, but to just haphazardly throw it out, it's not going to do any good. So they lean to organizations, and we've made it really easy for them. They lean to organizations for answers or how to best get funding, or what are the needs on the ground. What are you seeing on the front lines? So Team Peterborough, we are so blessed to be well positioned to provide that feedback, to quickly assemble it, evaluate it. The Chamber of Commerce, wonderful people like Stu and Sandra Duick, reaching out to hundreds of businesses. You got Rhonda Keenan and her amazing leadership at Peterborough Court Economic Development. You got Guiel Morehouse at Community Futures. You got Mike Skinner at the Innovation Cluster. We are so blessed that's essentially Team Peterborough, what we fondly call it. So we're having daily meetings there. We're doing 2 meetings. I'm doing 2 conference calls a week with OBIA, which is the Ontario Business Improvement Area Association. So we're getting snapshots from over 400 BIAs across Ontario as well, comparing data, comparing needs, a minutia of supports we're hearing needed by our members, right down to waiving or deferring business license renewals to full-blown funding. So the team is able to look at a list of things that we're going to lobby, and so we've been pushing what we're hearing in these conference calls. The leaders like Monsef Smith, Mayor Tarian, they're taking the notes, and we're hoping that they are taking them back to the circles they need to get down to get the supports that we're going to need. We're going to need significant supports, but we're blessed to have that team. So on the ground, my team is going amazing. So June, we've got such great creative guys, but the circle goes beyond that. So there's a circle that June from our office has with the technical guys, the Codys and Neils. This is a millennial world that I'm not that comfortable in, but my staff are. So June went out, creative idea, launching this, and we've got a great board that supports us. So shout out to Sasha from Outpost 379. So the team circled around first of all the gift card program, getting that launched. I just finished writing a bunch of checks out that are going out to our members. So it is hugely successful. If there's one downtown in Ontario that has one of the best chances of surviving, it's going to be our downtown. And we are going to survive. We're going to get through this. We've got very resilient, hardworking, creative business owners, but we've got an incredible supportive staff. I may be yapping too long. Sorry here, Cody, but
No problem.
I get excited. But June, brilliant. This card system is going well. We're doing about $1,000 a day in sales out of that.
Amazing.
Terry, walk us.
Yeah.
What does that help then? Like, walk us through what is that cash flow now to keep them afloat, and walk us through the particulars of that, because I've been asked that.
So that's cash flow now. That we've got about what do we got? 81 businesses on our gift card program. Support downtownptbo.ca. That's supportdowntownptbo.ca. And of course, we've got the unique stores. We've got those people want to rally behind and show support for. They love, people love our downtown businesses. And sorry, I'm holding in my charger as well because as you can imagine, the phone, everything's working overtime these days.
I hear you.
So so we got 81. People can go online there, find their favorite stores. We've got some of the best, as you know, unique retail experiences in the region. So they can still order their favorite products and that online, but they can get gift cards as well or gift certificates. So the business will mail them out to them. Obviously, it's hard to use them now, but there will be an all clear day that's coming, and people are understanding. I buy a $50 gift card now for my favorite store. Down the road, whether it's July, August, September, they're going to go in and cash it out. It does come with some concerns. We don't want everybody running into to somebody's store, with $5,000 worth of gift certificates. 100 people lined up on September, whatever.
Yeah.
That creates issues. But people are smart. People are smart. They. This is all about putting cash in businesses' hands now, and these are you guys get it. This is the local business. These are the people that employ your neighbors, your family, your friends. Stop going on Amazon, people. Give your head a shake. Find what you need locally. It's all here. It's all unique, and I don't care if you need it or not. Order something. Get online, get that gift card, load up for Christmas for all your friends. Yeah. This is when they need it now, not Christmas time. This is when they're going to need it now. These are the people, these are the small businesses. We have 400 of them in the downtown. These are the businesses that give you the sponsorships, that pony up with the little door prizes and silent auction items when you need it for your hockey league or whatever you got. So show them some love. Look, we're talking about heroes, nurses, heroes. We're talking about frontline people, even the people working in the grocery store now. You can be a hero too by supporting your local businesses. So there's that, and we also have we've got 100 places to eat in the downtown. I know some people call me out and say, Terry, you're full of shit with that. No, we do. We've got 100 places to eat in the downtown. I wrote them all out, their addresses, everything.
I believe it.
I know, we got them. And there's some of the best culinary experience you have in the region. We got foods from all over the world. And so we've got over 40 of them on our website. Again, so you can go to downtownptbo.ca, get all this information there. You can get the list of the retail businesses doing delivery of products. You can get our restaurant list of all the wonderful restaurants downtown. And we do have the best places to eat in the entire region, in my opinion. I mean, come on, Cosmic Charlie.
Terry, have you, from an emotional standpoint, this has been a huge roller coaster. You know, like Cody and I running an agency, we've had days where we're in tears and other days where we're like, we're fighting. Like, what's this like for you to see this downtown you're so invested in? Have you had bad days where you're like shed some tears? You saw Sam Sayer's video a few weeks ago that got, I think, upwards of 10, 15,000 views, where it was so raw and honest about the community and how they're supporting her and how empathy and kindness. What are you learning through this right now? I mean, we've never seen anything like this. I know the flood was a good example, but this is going to go on for months. So what kind of emotions are you feeling, Terry?
Oh, well, the seeing Sam's video, that, you know, that broke me. That was difficult. Yeah,
I get it.
I wasn't going to do this.
Sorry. I love you, man. I'm sorry to do this.
We're getting calls. I know their names, the business owners. I know, a lot of their children. I even know some of their pets, and we're getting the calls. We're getting, people crying on the line to us. There's an incredible desperation out there. Look, you got a building with a lease of $3,000-$4,000. And they really care about their staff. Nobody cares about, I'm going to go on a limb here and say, when you have a big box store, I don't think you get down in the weeds and minutia of caring about every single staff, but our businesses do, more so than themselves, I think. And they're worried about that. But you look, $3,000-$4,000 lease a month, and all the taxes, insurance, and that, and then your own house, and you make a $32 sale that day, not cutting it. My job is to heavily yell, scream at the top of my lungs on the conference calls, to push, to fight for the dollars to start flowing. This is no time for the city, no time for the province, no time for the federal government or any organization to sit and hold their cards close to their chest and put out little bits here and there, and stop with the D word, deferrals. We need actual grants. We need real money, real supports for our business and the employees. And if they don't start bringing out their best hands now, not this trickle stuff, they're going to start seeing businesses drop. And our downtown, just to give you an example, our downtown is 32% of the commercial tax base. So you go, well, Terry, you keep going on about the downtown. Yeah, I do. That's my job. And I'm going to till the day, they remove me kicking and screaming from this position. I will fight for my downtown. But I tell you, the city ain't going to run without that 32% commercial tax base, okay? It's a significant commercial zone that pays heavy taxes. So you ain't going to get anything. The city is going to shut down if our downtown shuts down. Get that into your head now, elected officials, and start supporting not just downtown, the whole community, small business. This COVID is killing small business. They are the canary in the coal mine of the negative residual effects of it. And we hear that across the world. So start aiming at support of it. So, and look, and my staff, we're overworked. The guys are going nonstop. They're working long hours. It kills me that people think, oh, everybody's just sitting at home now. No, we're working harder than ever. We had all summer planned, all the events were busy. We should be thinking about Taste of Downtown June 1st. And we've got now to try to stop all that, reposition staff, redeploy. We've shut down certain contracts we've had and had to relocate them into an action plan here for COVID. I don't mind. I am blessed to I'm in my wheelhouse. This is what I do. I love solving problems. I love being creative. I love fighting for my members. I'm in my comfort zone. I'm okay. My mind, my spirit's okay. I'm just in fight zone right now. But I tell you, I am richly blessed by one of the most amazing boards and staff, and I believe in what I'm doing because I believe we're going to conquer this because I know the people. I know the people in those businesses. They'll survive. They will fight. They're entrepreneurs. Hey Neil, that entrepreneurs are a unique bunch. They are. They've got the eye of the tiger, all of them.
And, we're not giving up. Like Cody and Nora and I, daily meetings. Like we're feisty, we're nimble, we're lean. Like we've had to cut staff hours, but we're not laying anyone off. We're gonna fight, and we're gonna get more. We're not giving up. Entrepreneurs always find ways, and you have that entrepreneurial spirit where you never give up. You rally the troops. You're resilient, and people need leaders like that at this time. So we have more energy, Cody and I and Nora, than ever. And all the same people you're dealing with. Miriam's texting me Miriam's all over this. The mayor's all over this. The Paul Bennett's, your team. Like we're not gonna let this city go down without a fight. That's for sure. Like, and I have to say, and Terry knows this. Most small businesses have cash flow around 19 to 30 days. So they need this money now. Like this could go on for months. We know this. The downtown's going to be closed potentially through May at least. Like we know this realistically, right, Terry? There's no sugarcoating this. So they need the damn money now.
The statistics aren't good.
No.
You can't have half your businesses doing a quarter sales into May. It's unsustainable on every level. And we're already seeing, like you talk about the mental health and emotional tolls, and I'm getting calls daily of people in tears on the phone, and we're seeing like a 30% increase in domestic assault cases in that. It's not good. It's more than money, And
mental health is weighing heavily here.
But when I went through the flood, as you know, I know to get things going early, really early. On May 6th, I sent an email to the city saying form a COVID-19 committee, an ad hoc committee to make recommendations. March 6th, okay, and I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, but I knew that we got to start talking about like getting the NCC on there to deal with any racism, to get the airport people going, to get I named all the council representatives that need to represent, and I didn't talk about the downtown. I said as a community we need right now a COVID action team. So, because I know I've been there before. You got to get on top of stuff right away. So, right down to telling the city to stop ticketing people, for parking. I mean, that's how, the small little things, and the big things, it's like, what big deal is it to get a ticket when you're down? It's a huge deal when you're kicked and you're down on the ground, you're throwing tickets around so that, this is why it's important for the city to reach out to ask advice for leaders like myself. Like, what are you seeing on the front lines? And so there was a lot of positioning ourselves to make sure we're heard. And thank goodness we've got Team Peterborough, because that's a pretty serious team of leaders. And so we've got a lot of clout when we're throwing numbers around it, and some are listening. So just being there right from the beginning, and finally they're wrapping the parking meters in the downtown, and that's something I've been fighting for a month for them to do, because I think they're petri dishes. When people are touching them all the time, and still today people are touching them. So don't pay for parking, folks.
Yeah.
Jesus.
We should have a massive sign that says "Don't pay for parking."
Well, I've got a million ideas, but then again, I can't throw everything at the city and others. They're dealing with health right now. Okay, so that I don't want to sound critical, because they've got I had a chat with a senior person from the city the other day, and just the list of what they're dealing with, unbelievable. You got no idea. When you start getting down to from staff and mental health to poverty to the homeless to it's a lot more work.
Yeah, it's overwhelming, and we just got to pick away at that list. Cody, I know you're going to get into this as well, but Cody and I discussed the other day, or I mentioned on a StudioPTBO Marketing Hacks group, the idea of, we talked to an agency owner who lives in, I forget what city in the States, maybe Orlando, and he raised the idea of memberships.
Yeah.
So have you explored, not gift certificates, but say I spend $59 a month to Providence or something like that for a membership. Have you guys explored that? Because that would really help with cash flow for people who do one-off gift certificates. And what does that look like? Is there any viability to a membership, points-based, subscriber-based kind of model?
I mean, that's a great idea. I like it. I mean, this is the first time I've heard this idea.
Okay.
And trust me, we're getting bombarded by ideas. Everybody's got an idea about. I love it. This community is very passionate. I mean, half my time I'm spending thanking people for their ideas. There's a lot of people with time on their hands sitting at home in front of their computers that and I love it. And some of the ideas we're doing, some of them we've looked at. I don't even have time to get back to people to thank them for the ideas, because we're in triage. Yeah. But my staff is so busy with what we got going on. So we've got those, and day-to-day, just day-to-day governance as well. But we've also launched the digital Main Street as well. So we brought that back and we're getting some of the small little businesses that were never online, getting them to finally, give in and get into this century. And I look. You guys know this. We are, when the all clear comes, when we get out of this, we are going to be better positioned. More people are going to be online. They went through this. First of all, they're going to love their customers more, and the customers are going to love their businesses who fought to go through this. There's going to be a love party after. But they've also come through and realized that they've built look, I'll mention one, like Dr. J's, like how great he's doing selling online,
good job.
To order a rack of ribs and a 6-pack of beer. Wow. And how people are reacting. So they're building this great digital database and understanding that we do, because people were delaying it too long, competing with Amazon and stuff like that. So I think we're going to come out of this a lot stronger. That's going to sustain these businesses for a lot longer. So our guys are really busy working on that. We also have another big project that we're working on that's going to take, well, I'm going to say Joel's time.
Somebody has to do it. I'm just putting the side tools in place, like trying to figure out, it's a lot of hard. It's difficult what a not-for-profit and a BIA can do, like e-transfers and that, and banks. It's 14 days to get things in place.
websites are crashing, support lines are tied up, and it's really hard to do business right now, because we've got, and that's the other thing. So I was on the conference call last night with all the leaders, including Mary Monsef. This was her call, till 8:30 last night. And the big discussion I brought to the table was technology. And that's how to get how to get some funds and support happening to bring technology to our small businesses, because they need to be online. So we need to create better resources that way. So we need more training staff to do that, but we need better infrastructure.
Yeah, totally.
We can't have phone lines and Zoom, and we can't have all this crashing going on the internet and freezing. It's crazy. It's crazy. So we're realizing some of the needs we have. I mean, could you just imagine? I mean, I've got to pretty well wake a guy out of bed to come down and open up his store that's closed, just so I can get a special printing done, because printers aren't working, and I need checks, I need envelopes, so everything's shut down, how to do business. So I'm taking a great deal of my time just keeping business going.
Yeah.
And people have been wonderful. When you get on the line and say, look, 400 businesses rely on you getting down, opening up your business that I know you closed to get me such and such. I won't throw any businesses under the bus right now, but they've been wonderful. I'm just saying under the bus by they're closed, so don't call them. Yeah. But I need stuff.
Yeah, totally. So what are you saying to...
My phone's dying. My phone's dying, buddy.
Oh, is it? Is it plugged in? I think we lost him.
Oh, he's not plugged in? Okay.
Yeah, we lost him. Well, that was a great podcast. I enjoyed it. I don't know about you, Neil. I think we learned a lot. I think we lost him completely. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's just... Terry's... one of the best people I've ever met. He's fighting, man. He's fighting, and he knows this is a war. This is it's tough, man. But the good news is that he's saying that a lot of people are pivoting to online.
Yeah.
And they're making that adjustment. And I hope it's not too late, but but of course, and the ones that do come out the other side, Cody, like he said, will be in really good shape online.
Yeah. I think everything like we talk about, even on the StudioPTBO fireside chats, is about pivoting. It's like, now is the time. Like, you can't just like sit in your bed or sit on the couch and expect, like things to just naturally happen. It doesn't work that way. You have to get out there. You have to figure out how you're going to pivot. And it's interesting because I think she reached out to you, but we had somebody who was on the fireside chats who actually actioned getting a video testimonial from somebody, the lawn care company.
Right.
So she immediately actioned getting a video testimonial, and that's kind of what we've been chatting about is like, take massive action. It's like, if you think back to what Kathleen Black said on the show, and I think it's so imperative, is that you need to have perspective, you need to have focus, and you need to take massive action. And I think those 3 steps will really help you not just have a fighting chance for your business, but also thrive in the midst of adversity. So super excited, Neil. Another great episode of the StudioPTBO podcast. And this
one hits close to home for you and I. We love this downtown. We're based in downtown Peterborough. A lot of our friends own businesses, restaurants, cafes, you name it, in downtown Peterborough. A lot of their livelihoods are on the line here. Like, it's emotional. And you saw how Terry choked up, and I choke up when I think about it too. I don't want my friends to lose their businesses, and they have mortgages to pay, and they have kids at home, and it's just we're in a fight here, eh, Cody?
Yeah. I think the element that really hit home with me is like, a lot of business owners put their staff before themselves, and I think that's super true. And I think about even like us, like it's like,
we haven't been paying ourselves. Like, we're paying our staff.
Totally. And it's like, and I empathize with all of the business owners that are like that, are very similar to that, where it's like, you just like, I don't want to lose good people, and we have such a great team, and we're fighting, and we're going through this, and we're going through, we're pivoting ourselves, launching new courses, new programs, and to make up for losing an entire video division for the next couple of months. So we chatted about that before, but biggest thing and biggest encouragement to anyone listening to this replay is like, you've got to pivot now. You know, when I say now, it was 2 weeks ago, you should have pivoted, but now is the time. You know, if you're listening to this, whatever day we're going to launch this, you need to pivot now. You need to figure out how you're going to create additional revenue for your business, because God forbid, you know, we get back to normal in 3 months and then we have to go back into social isolation again. And
quite possible. You're right. So be ready for the next waves. Right. Good point, Cody. Yeah.
Be ready for the next wave. Future-proof your business. Think about ways that you can bring your business online and thrive even in the midst of adversity. That's my encouragement to everyone listening. Neil, thank you so much for hopping on the show with me today. And really thank you, Terry. I know that you're out doing probably something else now, you know, calling another business. I know it's phone triage. But yeah, and thank you so much. If you're a business owner that is listening to this podcast, whether it be on Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you're listening to this, I thank you so much for listening to the Studio PTBO podcast. We have a marketing hacks group that essentially is filled with about 600 business owners that are looking to grow and scale their business in the online space. And we're doing weekly fireside chats to really provide massive value back to the business community. Would love the opportunity to have you in there. The actual link to get inside of there is in the description below. There's 3 questions in order to get in there. We're giving away free training. We're doing weekly live Zoom calls. We are just wanting to provide massive value back to the community and help you get to the online space. Thank you so much for tuning into the Studio PTBO podcast. We will see you soon.